Hi, tēnā koutou YouTube. So, here to share my journey about how I started carving Pounamu and Jade. I taught myself, so I didn't have a mentor. And when I started out, I was looking for something like this, like a video, just give me some pointers about the direction of where I should be going, seeing if I was on the right sort of path. And I couldn't find one. So that's kind of why I'm making this now, to share with people where I've been. Not saying I have all the answers or this is the best way to do it or the right way, but it is a way, and it is my way. It's the way that I kind of fumble my way through as I started carving Jade. And also some of the things which I wish I had known then that I do know now, a few years on, of playing with this fantastic, beautiful material. So, first thing, started with the Dremel, the hand tool. Did all my work with this. The flex shaft was quite important. I think I never worked with just using this handpiece. I always had the flex shaft, and that makes it a lot more comfortable and easier to be working with a light thing like this. So that's a Dremel 3000, which I've used and always used. If I started again, I would use the Dremel 4000 at least, or another sort of hand tool. I think over about 5 years I've killed 6 of these, but each time they said it wasn't my fault. I took it back to our testing tools and they replaced it for free, so pretty happy with that service. But for whatever reason, 6 of them didn't make it. So with that, then I used diamond tip burrs, or diamond covered burrs. So a couple of key ones that I used when I started, and these all insert at the end and do up. So first one is cutting disc. Okay, these come in a variety of sizes, and that'll be used to cut through a slice of jade along like so, to get them into pieces for the right size of what you want them making. So cutting disc. Then I'd use this. This was what I did probably about 90% of my work with, just a small drum. And I'd use this for all the shaping, smoothing out the edges, carving out grooves, all that sort of stuff. This was everything. Took a long time. Carving with jade does take a long time anyway, but when I first started out I didn't have a lot of tools to make things easier, and that I did whole tokis and kuru just with this. Took a long time. And the last one I used a lot was this thing. So just a 1mm short drill, I guess. That was what I used it for, as a drill. It's to drill the holes for where the necklace lashings and stuff will go into. Now, what I have learned since then is that what is actually a bit better is a 2mm sphere for drilling holes, because this only got the surface area on the top. And it's got a lot more surface area that can actually drills holes better, faster. It doesn't wear out as quick. So 2mm sphere is a better tool for that. However, if you're going to buy a set of them, like so, don't buy these ones, which are actually on a 3mm shaft. This one on this side is a 2.35mm shaft, I think. You actually get the shaft into the hole, but with this one here, it bumps up against it and you can only drill shallow holes. So don't do what I did and buy a whole set of something which ain't going to do the job. So those are the main pieces that I used when I started. Saw, drum, and something to drill holes with. Okay. So once you use that and you've got your Pounamu, your jade, down to the sort of shape that you want, the next step, one moment. Little halftime pause to deal with the kids. Okay, so I was talking about using Pounamu and cutting the pieces, and once you've got your shape, and you're sorted with that part. Okay. When you are doing that as well, water is really important. Keep the dust down and to keep the Pounamu, the jade, cool. A lot of people just use a container like this or a bowl and just dip it in, which works fine. And like I said in the beginning, I did all of my work in the bathroom. So just under the bathroom sink with a tap dripping down. Made a massive mess, but I just cleaned it up all the time and it worked. What I wish I knew then about that is that you don't actually need much water, just a drip, a solid drip is enough. And so I've got, you can see out there, a gravity fed system which just drips down onto a small place and then collects in a bucket at the bottom. I've got a video on my water system on my channel as well, so you can check that out. So just a bit of water, it's really important. Okay, so once you've got your shape, then move on to sanding. Okay, and try and get rid of all the tool marks and any scratches out of it that you have. So I use wet and dry sandpaper. And I start at 80 grit, and this is still quite rough, and we'll take a bit of the stone off as well, so you've got to be careful you don't take too much off. But 80 grit is where I begin to get it nice and flat, I guess, and then I go through several other grits to get it to a smooth enough finish. So 180, 240 and 400. Sometimes I go a bit further than 400, but I find 400 is a satisfactory level. It doesn't end up with a glass like mirror polish. Polishing is not my strong suit at all, I don't think, but it's more of a closer to a matte polish. Still nice and smooth and beautiful, and it really shows the feel of the jade. But if you want a mirror polish, you're going to have to go somewhere else, sorry. But 400 grit, that's the sanding all done. And then the final polish, a guy showed me this stuff here, which is a jeweler's sort of stuff called Fabulister. And I found this to be awesome, easy to use, and brings up a nice polish at the end. And I use that with wool felt burrs. Okay, so the way that works is you just put on a low speed on the Dremel, and you just pick up a whole bunch on the from the container, and then again, and you just put it on. You do this dry, okay, without water, and you go over all the surface, and that will bring out the final polish on the Pounamu. So that's how I do that. You have to be careful it doesn't get too hot though, because you're not putting on water to keep it cool. So, and that's another reason to go slow as well. Put it on slower speed. So that's the basics of it. A couple of final things which I wish I would have known back then. So the other burrs that I use now quite a lot. I use these shapes. I'd say these ones here are pretty key for the sort of shapes I use. So a bigger sphere, right? That's called a cone. Use that a lot because it's got real tiny up the top and can go wide down the bottom. So it's got quite a variety in there. And this hourglass sort of shape, really good for doing curved edges and that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'd say those are good burrs. And what a good place to start with is it just buying you can buy these sets with a variety of sizes and shapes. There's a whole bunch of different kinds that they come in. Here's another kind here, just with different shaped burrs in them. So that's another good place to start. And also in the back here you can see I've got another set of different kinds. And what I did with this set is I got a bunch of different grits. So this is at 120 for removing material, and it goes all the way up to 600. So I use this for smaller intricate designs where I find it quite hard to polish with sandpaper or with other things I have. So I use that as going through the final shaping. So yeah, there you go. If you are beginning, that's my advice of what I started with and what I've done, and take what you want and give it a go, and if it doesn't work, try something else, and if it does work, that's awesome. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to share what I know and what I've experienced and learnt, and hopefully it can make your journey into carving jade and Pounamu awesome and fun and enjoyable. It's cool to share. Okay, right, look forward to catch up with you all. Ngā mihi koutou. Catch you later. Happy carving.